poverty is often passed down from generation to generation. Plan International provides children, families, and communities with the resources they need to get out of poverty. The battle against poverty on a worldwide scale can be an upsetting and disheartening one. Most families in the middle class find it difficult to conceptualize the number of people who are suffering. Things are not altogether hopeless, despite the fact that there are a great number of people living in abject poverty. In recent years, rates of poverty have been declining, and people are becoming more aware of this trend. With the appropriate strategy, individuals have the potential to affect the outcome of this conflict. This video focuses on only 5 simple steps to reduce poverty. It is critical that people and governments work together to put these and other ideas into action so that people can escape poverty. Therefore, the question that arises is what it is that you ought to do. How exactly do we go about accumulating wealth and achieving freedom from our financial obligations? In this video, we will discuss certain questions you may have regarding it, and present you with a 5-step plan that is not only easy to follow, but also highly effective. But before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, so that you can watch more videos that are relevant to you. Number 5. Quality education. Education is a critical component in figuring out how to eradicate poverty. Teaching a nation's population not just on fundamentals, such as mathematics and science, but also on topics such as appropriate hygiene, gender equality, educating females equally, economic factors, and investing in resources for schools is necessary in order to pull a nation out of poverty. Not only does the availability of resources and the physical condition of the schools in developing countries need to be enhanced, but also the professional development opportunities and salaries of the teaching staff. Increasing the number of students who complete their education and the number of people who earn their teaching credentials would result in a society that is more aware, the creation of additional jobs, and citizens who are better able to fight against poverty. Children can realize their full potential by gaining the knowledge and skills necessary for life through the process of education. Plan International works to ensure that all children have access to a high-quality education by providing professional development opportunities for educators, funding the construction of new schools, and removing the obstacles that prevent many children, and particularly girls, from attending and remaining enrolled in school. Number 4. Invest in agriculture. It is of the utmost significance for developing nations to ensure that their agricultural sectors not only thrive but also remain viable. One of the ways that indicates how to tackle poverty is by teaching sustainable techniques to farmers. This is due to the fact that when a country's natural resources are at their best potential, so is the economy of that country. It is possible to improve farmers' quality of life by training them on how to farm in a way that is more environmentally friendly, by providing them with better tools, and by guiding them through more productive agricultural practices. The majority of those living in poverty in rural areas rely on agriculture or other natural resources for their income. As a consequence of this, it is imperative that they have access to those resources on more equal terms in order for them to be better able to manage the resources at their disposal. Since 1978, China has been responsible for lifting over 800 million people out of poverty. The Agricultural Bank of China plans to lend more than 400 billion yuan to help develop rural areas, fund education and infrastructure projects, and increase agricultural output as part of its strategy to eliminate poverty in the country by the year 2020. Number 3. Water and sanitary conditions. It is of critical importance to the well-being of a nation that its people have access to clean water. Not only must it be safe to drink, but it also needs to be located much closer to where people really live. Many families living in poverty have to spend hours just attempting to obtain water. And even then, the water they do find is not always totally pure. On the other hand, the majority of those living in the middle class can just turn on the tap to get clean water pouring out of it. Not only can the investment in clean water systems and wells help to assure the citizens of a nation's safety, but it can also free up their time, which will allow them to more actively engage in the nation's economic life. A child's survival also depends on having access to clean water and proper sanitation. Plan International provides financial assistance to communities so that they can construct school latrines and community water points. Additionally, we assist in the formation of organizations in order to ensure the ongoing management and upkeep of water points. Number 2. Economic security. People who do not worry about their financial futures are equipped with the information, skills, and mental fortitude necessary to weather challenging economic times and enhance their wages. Plan International's mission is to eliminate poverty by aiding communities all over the world in achieving the level of financial stability that is essential for those communities to flourish. And this mission drives the organization's day-to-day operations. We work with other organizations to provide educational opportunities and vocational training in order to assist individuals in gaining a means of subsistence and providing for their families. Our goal is to help individuals provide for their families and provide for themselves. Number 1. Child participation. When children are included in decision-making processes, their wants and needs, as well as their interests, are given higher priority. Plan International's mission is to empower children by educating them on their rights and encouraging them to become active participants of the communities in which they live. Child participation enables young people to engage in citizenship, articulate their perspectives, and participate in the decision-making process, all of which will have an impact on their lives as well as the lives of those around them. Child participation also enables young people to participate in the decision-making process. Getting rid of poverty is not going to be an easy task, but expanding access to the necessities discussed in the video is essential to assisting children, families, and entire communities in pulling themselves up and out of poor living conditions. There are answers to the question of how to eradicate poverty, despite the fact that the issues surrounding this topic are convoluted and frequently lead to impasses. A priority that must always be satisfied is making certain that a solution is not only effective but also sustainable in the long run. The battle is still being fought, and it will remain so until all of the required actions have been taken. What are your views about this video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you found the video informative, then appreciate us by giving a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe the channel.